Have you ever seen an elderly person in Japan walking briskly down the street, back straight, moving with ease even though they're well into their 80s or 90s? It's a common sight, and many people wonder, how do they do it? How do they stay strong, balanced, and mobile so late in life when so many others struggle with walking or rely on canes and walkers? Today we're going to talk about a powerful secret. It's something ancient, something simple, and something that's kept generations of Japanese people moving strong well into their later years. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need to go to the gym. All you need is your body, a little bit of time, and the willingness to try. And don't worry, we'll keep things easy and safe. Everything we talk about today is for real people like you. People who want to keep walking, gardening, playing with grandkids, and living fully without fear of falling or losing their strength. Let's get started by talking about what happens to our bodies as we get older, and why it becomes harder to stay strong and mobile. As we age, one of the first things we lose is muscle. This isn't your fault. It's just part of the natural aging process. After age 30, we slowly begin to lose muscle mass, and the rate picks up faster after age 60. That's why, even if you haven't changed anything about your diet or activity, you might notice your legs feeling weaker, or you might get tired faster when walking upstairs. This is called sarcopenia, but let's just call it muscle loss. The second thing that happens is balance becomes more difficult. Inside your inner ear is a tiny system that helps you stay upright, and with age, it doesn't work quite as well. That means things like standing on one foot or stepping over a curb can feel a little riskier. Third, joints like knees and hips get stiffer. You might have arthritis or just general stiffness. That makes it harder to take long steps, climb hills, or move without pain. But here's the good news. There are ways to slow all of this down. In fact, you can even improve. Yes, you heard that right. It's not too late. Even if you're in your 70s, 80s, or 90s, you can regain strength, improve balance, and keep walking confidently. And the Japanese have been doing this for centuries, not with weights or machines, but with movement that's gentle, focused, and consistent. Let's talk about that now. So what is this ancient Japanese secret? There are actually a few parts to it, but one of the most interesting ones comes from an old tradition that's still practiced today, Shiko. Shiko is the name of a simple movement used by sumo wrestlers. Now I know what you're thinking. I'm not a sumo wrestler, and that's totally fine. You don't have to be. In fact, what we're going to talk about is a gentle version of it, made for older adults. In its original form, Shiko involves lifting one leg, stomping it down, then lifting the other, and stomping again. This isn't just for show. It's a powerful exercise. It strengthens the legs, hips, and core. It improves balance. And it even wakes up the joints and muscles in the lower body. Think of it like a marching movement that connects the body and mind. Now in Japan, sumo wrestlers do this hundreds of times. But for everyday people, just doing a few gentle repetitions can help wake up the muscles and improve balance. We'll talk more about how to do this safely at home in a few minutes. But Shiko isn't the only part of this secret. Another part comes from something almost every schoolchild in Japan has done for nearly 100 years. Radio Taiso. Radio Taiso means radio exercise. It's a short routine broadcast over the radio, designed to get people moving every morning. It only takes about 3 to 5 minutes, and it's done by people of all ages, from kids to people in their 90s. You'll see whole parks full of older adults doing it together, smiling and stretching. It's gentle, it's easy, and most importantly, it keeps the body moving every single day. Let's pause here for a moment. Imagine if every morning, before breakfast, you did just 3 minutes of light movement, stretching your arms, lifting your legs, gently turning your body side to side. Over time, your muscles would get stronger, your joints would loosen up, and your balance would improve. That's the power of a daily habit. This is the real secret. Movement, every day in small amounts, done consistently. Not high intensity, not heavy weights. Just small movements that keep your body awake and alive. Now you might be asking, how does this actually help me walk stronger at 90? That's what we'll talk about next. How these simple movements protect your joints, rebuild your muscles, and improve your balance, even if you're already feeling weak or stiff. Let's talk about how this ancient Japanese secret helps your body, and how it can help you walk strong even in your 80s or 90s. First, let's talk about your muscles. When you lift your leg, even just a little, and stomp it down gently like in Shiko, you are using the muscles in your thighs, hips, and buttocks. These are some of the most important muscles for walking, standing up from a chair, and keeping your balance. Every time you use them, you send a signal to your body that says, "Hey, I still need these muscles." And the body listens. If you don't use your muscles, your body thinks you don't need them anymore, so they slowly shrink and get weaker. But even just lifting your leg a few times every day tells your muscles to stay strong. Think of it like watering a plant. It doesn't need a flood, just a little bit of water each day keeps it alive. Now let's talk about your joints, like your knees and hips. These joints are like the hinges on a door. If you never open the door, the hinges get stiff and rusty. But if you gently open and close the door every day, the hinges stay smooth and flexible. That's exactly what happens in your body. When you move, even gently, you bring fluid into your joints. This fluid acts like oil. It helps your bones move smoothly and keeps your joints from becoming stiff and painful. That's why even light movement, like raising your arms or turning your body, can help with arthritis and stiffness. Let's not forget about balance, which is so important as we get older. When you lift one foot off the ground, even just for a second, you challenge your body to stay steady. Your brain has to focus, your muscles have to adjust, and your inner ear, the part that helps you stay upright, gets a little workout too. Now don't worry, you don't have to do anything dangerous. You can stand next to a table or wall for support. But the more you gently challenge your balance, the better your body gets at controlling it. And that means you're less likely to fall. Falls are one of the biggest dangers for older adults. But daily balance practice, just for a few minutes, can reduce your risk. In fact, studies show that people who do balance training are 40% less likely to fall. That's a big difference. Now here's something really amazing. Your brain also benefits from these movements. When you move your body in a new way, like lifting and lowering your legs or turning slowly from side to side, your brain has to think and adjust. That keeps your mind sharp. It helps with memory, focus, and mood. That's why movement is one of the best things you can do, not just for your body, but for your brain too. Let's go back to that idea of radio taiso, the simple 3-minute routine people in Japan do every day. Why is it so effective? Because it becomes a daily habit, and habits are powerful. If you move your body every single day, even just a little, it becomes easier and more natural. You don't have to think about it. It becomes a part of your life. In Japan, older adults don't go to special gyms. They don't do intense workouts. They just move every day. They do light stretches in the morning. They walk to the market. They work in their garden. They meet friends in the park for gentle exercises. And because of that, they stay strong without feeling like they're exercising. This is something you can do too, right in your living room. You don't need a gym. You don't need special shoes or clothes. Just a few minutes of gentle movement can make a huge difference. Now let's break it down. If you want to try the gentle version of Shiko, here's how to do it safely. Stand near a chair or a wall so you have support if you need it. Start by lifting your right leg just a few inches off the ground. Then gently lower it down with a light stomp. Nothing hard, just enough to feel the ground. Now lift your left leg and do the same. Do this 5 times on each leg. If you feel steady, try doing it without holding on. If not, always use support. This simple move works your leg muscles, helps with balance, and even gets your heart moving just a little bit. That's all you need to start. Another great movement is this. Stand tall. Slowly raise both arms out to the side like you're making the letter T. Then bring them back down. Do that 5 times. Then raise both arms straight up like you're reaching for the ceiling. Hold for a moment, then slowly bring them down. These movements help open your chest, improve posture, and get your blood flowing. Remember, consistency is more important than intensity. You don't need to break a sweat. You don't need to feel sore, you just need to move a little bit every day. That's the Japanese secret. Daily, gentle motion that keeps your body young. Now that we've talked about how movement helps your muscles, joints, and balance, let's talk about other habits from Japan that support strong bodies and long lives. Now that we've talked about movement, let's look at the other half of the Japanese secret. Lifestyle and food. You see, in Japan, people don't just move more. They also live differently in small ways that make a big impact. These habits help them stay healthier longer, with stronger bones, better muscles, and clearer minds. Let's start with food, something you deal with every single day. One thing that stands out in Japan is how much fish people eat. Fish is rich in protein, which helps build and repair muscles. As we get older, we need more protein than we think, because our bodies become less efficient at using it. To keep your muscles healthy, you should aim for about 1 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight every day. For a person who weighs 150 pounds, that's around 68 to 82 grams of protein a day. That might sound like a lot, but here's what that looks like. One egg has about 6 grams. A palm-sized piece of chicken breast has about 25 grams. A can of tuna has around 20 grams. A cup of beans has about 15 grams. So if you have an egg for breakfast, a piece of fish for lunch, and a bit of chicken or tofu for dinner, you're probably hitting your goal. In Japan, people eat a lot of grilled or boiled fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. These are also high in omega-3 fatty acids, which help reduce inflammation in your joints and protect your heart. Omega-3s are like a natural oil for your body. They keep things running smoothly. If you don't like fish, you can get omega-3s from flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts, or from a supplement. Next, let's talk about fermented foods. Japanese people eat foods like miso, natto, and pickled vegetables. These foods are full of probiotics, the mayu, good bacteria that live in your gut and keep your digestion healthy. A healthy gut helps you absorb more nutrients from your food, and that means better bones and muscles. You don't have to eat Japanese foods to get the benefits. You can try yogurt with live cultures, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, pickles made without vinegar. Adding just 1 serving a day can help. Now let's talk about calcium, a mineral your bones depend on. As you get older, your bones become thinner and more fragile. That's why older adults are more likely to have fractures if they fall. Calcium helps build and protect bones, but many people don't get enough of it. You should aim for 200 milligrams of calcium per day if you're over 70. That sounds like a big number, but let's break it down. 1 cup of milk has about 300 milligrams. A slice of cheese has about 200 milligrams. A cup of cooked spinach has around 250 milligrams. A cup of yogurt has around 300 milligrams. So if you have a bowl of yogurt for breakfast, a slice of cheese in your lunch, and some cooked greens for dinner, you're doing great. If you don't eat dairy, you can also try calcium-fortified almond milk, tofu, sardines with bones, or calcium supplements if your doctor recommends them. Of course, calcium needs help from vitamin D, the vitamin that helps your body absorb calcium. Here's the thing. Most people over 65 don't get enough vitamin D because we don't spend as much time in the sun, and our skin doesn't make it as well as it used to. The recommendation for older adults is about 800 IU per day. That's 20 micrograms. What does that look like? A small serving of salmon, about the size of your hand, gives you around 450 IU. A tablespoon of cod liver oil gives you 1,160 IU. 1 egg has about 40 IU. A cup of fortified milk has about 100 IU. So you'd need to eat about 3 small servings of tuna or salmon per week, or take a daily vitamin D supplement to stay in the healthy range. Now let's move beyond food and look at daily life. In Japan, many older adults stay active not by exercising at a gym, but by doing daily chores. They walk to the store, they ride bicycles, they garden, they sweep and clean their homes. They kneel and stand up often, which keeps their knees and hips moving. All of these little things add up. They keep the joints loose, the blood flowing, and the heart pumping, without feeling like a workout. Another secret is social connection. Japanese culture encourages people to stay connected to others, even in old age. They join clubs, volunteer, or gather in parks. This connection to community gives people something called ikigai, a reason to get up in the morning. Having a purpose, even something simple like feeding the birds or calling a friend, helps your brain stay sharp and your body stay active. It gives your days rhythm and meaning. So if you want to stay strong at 90, don't just focus on exercise or diet alone. Think about your whole life. Move a little every day. Eat foods that nourish your muscles and bones. Stay connected to people. Wake up each morning with a purpose. These small habits, repeated every day, are what really keep you walking strong. Let's talk now about supplements and special foods that support your body as you get older, especially your bones, joints, and muscles. You might be wondering, do I really need supplements? Can't I just eat healthy? And the answer is, if you can get everything from food, that's great. But as we age, our bodies don't absorb nutrients as well as they used to. So sometimes, a small boost from a supplement helps fill in the gaps. Let's start with one of the most important ones, vitamin D. We talked about this earlier, but it's worth repeating. Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium, and without enough of it, all that cheese or milk won't do much for your bones. As we get older, we're less efficient at making vitamin D from sunlight, and if you stay indoors a lot or wear sunscreen, which is good for skin, you may not get enough. As a reminder, the recommended amount is 800 IU per day if you're over 70. That's about 20 micrograms. If you don't get much sun, your doctor might recommend a supplement. Most vitamin D supplements come in soft gels or chewables. It's often paired with calcium in one tablet. Think of it like this. Taking 800 IU of vitamin D is about the same as eating 2 large eggs, a glass of fortified milk, and a small piece of salmon every single day. So unless you're eating like that daily, a supplement might be easier. Now let's move on to calcium. You need about 200 milliliters a day if you are over 70. That is the amount in 1 cup of milk, 300 milliliters or 200 milliliters, a cup of yogurt, 300 milliliters, a cup of cooked collard greens, 250 milligrams. So if you're not eating dairy or green vegetables regularly, consider a calcium supplement. These often come in 500 milligrams or 600 milligram tablets, so most people take one in the morning and one in the evening. Important, don't take more than 500-600 milligrams at once. Your body can't absorb it all at once, so it's better to split it up. Now let's talk about magnesium. Magnesium helps your muscles contract and relax. It also supports your bones and helps your heart stay regular. Many people don't realize they're low in magnesium, especially older adults. You should aim for around 320-420 milligrams per day, depending on your sex and size. Here's what that looks like. A handful of almonds, 80 milliliters, a cup of cooked spinach, 150 milligrams, half a cup of black beans, 60 milligrams. A square of dark chocolate, 60 milligrams. Magnesium supplements can help if you have muscle cramps, fatigue, or trouble sleeping. All signs you may be low. Next up, omega-3 fatty acids. These healthy fats reduce inflammation, protect your joints, and help keep your brain sharp. They come mainly from fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, and tuna. If you eat fish 2 to 3 times a week, you're probably getting enough. If not, you might want to take a fish oil supplement, usually 1,000 millimeters per day of EPA and DHA combined. To compare, 1 fish oil pill equals about 1 serving of salmon, so it's a good backup if you don't like seafood. Some plant-based alternatives include flaxseed oil and algae oil, which are also rich in omega-3s. Let's not forget collagen. Collagen is the protein that holds your joints, skin, and bones together. As you get older, your body makes less of it, and that can lead to stiff joints, weaker muscles, and saggy skin. Collagen supplements come in powder or capsules. Many are made from fish or bovine sources. You can stir the powder into coffee, tea, or even water. It has no taste. Some studies show collagen helps reduce joint pain and may support muscle mass. Bone broth is a natural source of collagen. 1 cup a day is a gentle, food-based way to get it. Many older people in Japan drink miso soup made with fish or seaweed broth, which naturally contains collagen and minerals. Now let's take a quick look at turmeric. This yellow spice, common in Indian and Japanese cooking, contains curcumin, which fights inflammation in the body, especially in joints. But here's the thing. You need black pepper with turmeric to help your body absorb it. So if you're cooking with turmeric, add a pinch of black pepper. If you're taking a supplement, look for one that includes piperine, the active ingredient in pepper. It makes a big difference. People with arthritis or joint pain often notice less stiffness and swelling after a few weeks of using turmeric regularly. Another wonderful food for the joints is ginger. Ginger helps with digestion, and also has anti-inflammatory effects. You can use fresh ginger in tea, soups, or stir-fry, or take a ginger capsule if you don't like the taste. Now let's talk briefly about muscle loss. Starting in your 50s and 60s, your body naturally begins to lose muscle, unless you actively work to keep it. That's why protein is so important. You should aim for at least 20-30 grams of protein per meal, not just at dinner, but also at breakfast and lunch. For example, 2 eggs and a slice of whole grain toast with peanut butter equal 20 grams, a cup of Greek yogurt with berries and nuts equal 25 grams, a tuna sandwich equal 30 grams, a scoop of protein powder in a smoothie equal 20 to 25 grams. Some older adults find it hard to eat that much, especially in the morning. That's where protein shakes or powders can help. Look for whey protein or plant-based proteins like pea or rice. These can be a simple way to boost your intake, especially if you've lost your appetite or have trouble chewing. Finally, drink enough water. As we age, our sense of thirst gets weaker, but our body still needs fluids to stay healthy. Dehydration can make your muscles feel tired, your joints ache, and your mind feel foggy. Try to drink at least 6 to 8 cups of water a day. If plain water is boring, try herbal tea, flavored water, or broth. A good tip: every time you take your pills or supplements, drink a full glass of water. That small habit adds up. So far, we've talked about movement, food, supplements, and lifestyle habits that keep you strong as you age, just like many Japanese elders do. But let's be honest, if something feels too complicated, we won't stick with it. That's why the real secret is routine. Small things you do every day without thinking too hard. Let's put everything together into a simple, balanced daily plan you can actually follow. Start your morning right. The first 30 minutes after waking up are very important. Your body has been still all night and your joints are a little stiff. So the best thing you can do is wake up your body gently. Here's what that could look like. Sit on the edge of your bed and do a few gentle neck rolls. Raise your arms above your head, then lower them slowly, 5 times. Swing your legs a bit, then stand up slowly, holding a chair or wall if needed. March in place for 2 to 3 minutes just to get the blood moving. Now it's time for breakfast. Start your day with protein, not just toast or cereal. Here are a few easy ideas. 2 boiled eggs and half an avocado on whole grain toast. A cup of Greek yogurt with a spoon of honey and some berries. A smoothie with milk, banana, and a scoop of protein powder. A bowl of miso soup with tofu and green onions, just like in Japan. With your breakfast, take your vitamin D and calcium supplements if your doctor has recommended them. Drink a big glass of water. Mid-morning movement. A little after breakfast, maybe around 10 a.m., it's a great time to move your body again. You don't need a gym, you just need to move. Try this. Walk around the block or your house for 10-15 minutes. Do light gardening, pull a few weeds, water plants, stretch your back. Follow a simple YouTube stretching video for seniors. There are many free ones. Do some housework, sweep, tidy, fold laundry, it all counts. This movement keeps your joints from stiffening up, and it also helps your blood sugar and mood stay steady throughout the day. Time for lunch. Again, focus on protein and vegetables. Try things like a tuna sandwich on whole grain bread, a bowl of vegetable soup with beans and a boiled egg, leftover chicken or tofu with rice and steamed greens, a salmon rice bowl, very common in Japan. Drink another glass of water or green tea, and maybe add a side of fermented food like pickles or yogurt to help your digestion. Early afternoon rest and rhythm. After lunch, many older Japanese people take a short rest. Not a long nap, just a 20 to 30 minute lie down to relax the body and mind. This helps with digestion, restores energy, and resets your mood. When you wake up, stretch a little. Maybe go outside for some sunlight. Even 10 minutes of fresh air helps reset your internal clock and improves your sleep at night. Afternoon movement. Around 3 or 4 p.m., try a second short movement session. It could be light stretches in your chair, going up and down the hallway, a gentle yoga routine, walking your dog, dancing to music for 10 minutes. Don't think of it as exercise. Think of it as keeping your body from locking up. Time for dinner. Your last big meal should still include protein, but it can be lighter. Here are some easy ideas. A grilled piece of fish with vegetables, a tofu stir-fry with rice, an egg omelet with mushrooms and spinach, chicken soup with carrots and noodles. Try to eat dinner at least 2 to 3 hours before bed. This helps your digestion and sleep. If you take magnesium, collagen, or omega-3 supplements, this is a good time to take them. Also drink another cup of water, tea, or broth. Evening routine. Before bed, wind down with a warm bath to relax your muscles. A few gentle stretches. Writing down something you're thankful for. Reading a few pages of a book. Listening to calming music. This evening routine helps your mind relax and your body recover. It tells your brain, it's time to rest now. And finally, get enough sleep. Your body repairs itself while you sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours if you can. If you wake up often, try keeping your bedroom cool, turning off screens an hour before bed and using blackout curtains. If sleep is still a problem, talk to your doctor. Sometimes small changes, or supplements like magnesium or melatonin, can help. Now let's look at a sample daily plan that puts it all together. Morning, gentle stretch, protein-rich breakfast, plus supplements, plus water. Light movement, short walk or housework. Midday, balanced lunch with protein and vegetables. Rest or nap. Outside time, sunlight, fresh air. Afternoon, more movement, yoga, walking, or dancing. Healthy snack if needed. Evening, light dinner with protein. Gentle stretching or bath. Quiet time before bed. Sleep 7-9 hours. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be consistent. Even if you follow this routine 80% of the time, your bones will be stronger, your joints looser, your mind sharper, and your body more ready to move. Just like those amazing 90-year-olds in Japan who still walk, cook, garden, and smile with energy. Now we've talked about a lot of practical things today: movement, food, supplements, routine. But here's something many people don't talk about enough: your mindset. What is going on in your mind matters just as much as what is going on in your body. Because if you believe I'm too old, it's too late, or I can't change, then even the best advice won't help. But if you start each day thinking, today I can move a little more, or I'm still here and I still matter, then everything shifts. Let's learn one final lesson from our Japanese friends. In Japan, many older people live by the idea of ikigai. It means a reason to wake up in the morning, a purpose, a reason to keep going. It doesn't have to be something big like saving the world. Your ikigai might be cooking lunch for your family, taking care of your garden, playing with your grandchild, walking to the market, talking to your neighbor, saying your prayers, feeding the birds. Having purpose makes a huge difference in your health. Studies show that people who feel useful, connected, and needed, they live longer with better health. So think about this for a moment. What brings you joy? What gives your day meaning? What's something small you look forward to? That's your ikigai. Keep it close. Another important thing is community. In many Japanese towns, older people don't live alone or feel isolated. They join morning walking clubs, meet at the local bathhouse, or help out at schools or gardens. They don't feel like a burden. They feel like part of something, and that's powerful. So if you're feeling lonely or disconnected, don't be afraid to reach out. Join a class or invite someone for tea. Call an old friend. Smile at someone you see often. Every time you connect with another person, you're doing something very healthy for your heart and mind. Let's not forget, your environment affects your health too. Try to keep your home bright with natural light, easy to move around in. Remove clutter or tripping hazards. Full of things you love, pictures, plants, music, peaceful and comfortable. Small changes can make your home feel more healing. A place that supports your body and spirit. Now let me share a few powerful beliefs that help older adults in Japan and around the world keep walking strong well into their 90s and beyond. 1. My body can still improve. You are not stuck. Your muscles can grow. Your balance can improve. Your energy can return, one day at a time. 2. Small steps are powerful. Even 5 minutes of movement matters. One healthy meal helps. One stretch, one smile, one habit, they all count. 3. I am still needed. You still have wisdom to share, love to give, and life to live. The world still needs you. 4. Rest is not weakness. Taking a break is part of healing. Listening to your body is wise. You don't have to push. Just move gently and often. 5. It's never too late. We've seen people in their 80s and 90s start walking again after years of sitting. You can begin today, you can begin now. So let's wrap up everything we've talked about in this video. The ancient Japanese secret to staying strong at 90. It's not magic, it's not expensive, and it's not hidden in some remote mountain. It's small, daily choices made with intention. Move your body gently every day. Eat nourishing, simple meals with plenty of protein and color. Take the supplements that support your bones and joints. Create a daily routine that includes movement, rest, and joy. Keep your mind open and your heart engaged. Find your purpose, your ikigai. No matter how small, stay connected to others. Even just one smile or hello can change your day. Believe that your body can get stronger, your spirit can stay young, and your future can still be full of meaning. You don't have to do it all at once, just take the first small step today. Because if 90-year-olds in Japan can walk tall, smile wide, cook meals, tend their gardens, and play with their great-grandchildren, then so can you. It's never too late to start. And you, my friend, are stronger than you think. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this video helped you, or if you know someone who needs to hear this message, please share it. Let's all help each other live longer, stronger, and more joyfully, one day at a time. Stay safe, stay well, and keep walking.